Hello, and welcome to a very special episode of A Very Rotten Advent Calendar that is sponsored by the entity which is on my hat. So, real quick, before we get into our whiskey, we've talked a lot about the religious foundations of Christmas, but what we haven't talked about is the pagan origins of Christmas. That's right, because most of the stuff we do is got nothing to do with little baby Jesus. I'll tell you that right now. So, first things first. Jesus wasn't born on Christmas Day, right? He's definitely born sometime in the spring, like best we can tell. The reason that the early Catholic Church decided, well, we got to put it in wintertime, was to replace Saturnalia, right? So the Romans would have big orgies and get all crazy during the winter festival. Which is Saturnalia, the celebration of Saturn, right? And so the Catholics were like, all right, we got to put a stop to that. Let's co-opt Saturnalia. We'll put a festival at the end of the year to replace it. We'll say Jesus was born around this time, and everyone will start celebrating our thing, right? Okay, first things first. Then Yule, right? Like Yule log, Yuletide, German pagan festival, right? All those Nordic gods and stuff. You know, you got your Odin or Woden, your Thors and your Freyas and your all them. Yule was a celebration of ancient Germanic paganism. And again, they co-opted the stuff. Yule logs, Christmas trees, you know, all sorts of food, you know, the celebrations and the feasting and the foodstuffs, all taken from that. Father Christmas, Saint Nicholas, replaced Joulupuki, right, or Joulupuki, from Finland, who was the Yule goat. The Yule goat would deliver. He was like a man goat, right? He was like half man, half goat, and he was the one who would deliver presents up in Finland. And then, like, when they came up with Santa Claus, or Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus, see, they were like, all right, let's just dress up this weird goat man that we have and in red robes and stuff. And let's pretend that he's the same thing as Father Christmas and Kris Kringle and St. Nicholas and all that crap. Right? See? And then Krampus, who hangs out with St. Nicholas and, you know, beats the crap out of bad kids and stuffs them in sacks and stuff, you know, and all that. It's just great. It's adorable. Based on the horned god still worshipped by Wiccans to this day. Right? So, okay. So the Catholic Church knew all about this, and they were like, all right, we're going to grab all this stuff, we're going to wrap it all up, and we're going to sell this as a Christian holiday, because we know these pagans, right, they want to keep celebrating their traditions, okay? So why not just co-opt them, and then they'll have to come hang out and worship Jesus. Problem is, the Protestants, when they broke away, they called this the Great Apostasy. Yeah. Anyway, future ready. I don't know how to say the word. Anyway, the Great Apostasy, right, is the idea that the Catholic Church broke away from Jesus' original teaching by adopting all this pagan stuff. And the Protestants were like, you know what, forget you guys, we're going to break off, and we're not going to do any of this pagan stuff, all this Christmas and all this stuff. Funny enough, now that you got a bunch of Protestants here in America who are like, of course we're going to celebrate Christmas, we love Christmas, keep the Christ in Christmas. Okay, well, let's keep the Saturn in Saturnalia, and the Joulupuki in whatever the Finns call it, and the horned god and all that stuff. Like, okay, like, you gotta admit, those guys were around long before Christ ever showed up in Christmas. Anywho, pagan witchcraft aside, this is a whiskey show. Erica poured this. Oh, she told me to do this nose blind. I totally forgot when I was ranting. I don't know how I would have done that nose blind. This is pretty aromatic. It's apple flavored whiskey. It's definitely apple flavored whiskey. It's very appley, a little spicy on the end. I don't know what to tell you. It's not Jim Beam apple because we already did Jim Beam apple. So the only other one I know is Evan Williams apple. I don't know if are there any other apple flavored ones. Does Jack Daniels have an apple flavored one? I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's probably Evan Williams apple. Let's find out. Hey! Evan Williams apple, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey blended with apple liqueur. See, my thing about that is they say it's blended with apple liqueur. So do they make an apple liqueur out of neutral grain spirits and then just cut it with bourbon whiskey? I mean, that's probably what they did, right? Because otherwise they would just say it's bourbon whiskey flavored with XYZ. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not terribly offensive. It tastes like apple. So, yeah. All right. Until next time, that's been the day 23. I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll with this stuff. You guys come back for day 24. It's the eve, you guys. And until next time, stay rotten.